No, I dropped my headphones on the floor, and my floor is not very clean. I need to hoover this place. Uh-oh, somebody's spamming. Do you know what that means? I know what that means. Well, I know if somebody's one-man spamming, they can get banned. I don't want to see you again. Bye-bye. Coffee place in Queen Street we went to, just because it says Bean. Yeah, there was like 3 coffee shops in the train station at Queen Street, Glasgow, and one of them had Bean in the name, so that's the one we went to. By the way, my Mermaider, thank you for the resub 2 months in a row, and the Avatar as well 5 months in a row. Welcome back. And we're going to get right back into the action. Rogue versus Leftovers. Rogue versus Leftovers. This is first EU versus NA matchup at the RLCS. Before this we had Oceania versus NA, which Oceania won, much to the delight of everybody. Then Northern Gaming crushed Oceania's second seed Jam. Now we got NA versus EU. This is the one that the crowd were really looking forward to. And it's worth mentioning at this point, I believe, that part of the reason why Rogue are so popular... Wait. Sorry, I didn't do this. There we go, that's better. I accidentally had the wrong size of screen on. Part of the reason why Rogue are so successful, or so popular, is obviously Sizz. And he has a lot of thanks to give to Rizzo and F2 for helping him build his brand. But that was something that kind of frustrated me a little bit, was not that Sizz and Rogue were popular, but that F2 were not more involved in RLCS, because they've done a lot for players like Sizz, and you know, they could do a lot for other pro players, and preventing or restricting networking opportunities for pro players with big influencers like F2. Maybe other names to put in that list would be people like Jazer or myself. Just anyone who's got like a big YouTube channel that's connected to Rocket League esports in any way. Like, people should, or the players should not be restricted from networking opportunities with people like that. And it certainly could have been done a lot better, I feel, at RLCS. Oh, what a shot by Matt. I didn't even see these games, by the way. I just saw the results because I was talking after the Alpha Sydney game on day 1. I went outside to the lobby, and then I was in the lobby for the entirety of the second series and the start of this one, because people were coming over to say hi to me. So I appreciate all you guys in chat for keeping me away from this game, and anyone else who came to say hi. Matt was popping off though, from what I heard. He got the MVP of day 1, if I recall. Yeah, I wish there was more inclusion of F2 and stuff like RLCS. Meet and greets, official announcements, things like that. Cameo appearances on... Oh, Pharaoh's shots continue to be impressive, but this time it is saved. Always good to throw some spins into your landing. No reason not to do that from Matt's POV. Keep the fingers warm. Keep styling. How well do you think Northern Gaming would have performed without Turbo? I think they still would have been the favourites. For me, they were the favourites, or they were the best team in the world going into the LAN with Maestro, and then of course Maestro couldn't go. Turbo's still a very, very good player though. Certainly the best substitute they could have got.
We haven't seen many double commits yet so far this game. They're playing patient. It's a matter of how much space they give to their opponents.
That is a terrible joke, Mark King. That's absolutely terrible, and you've been banned for that. I guess it was so bad that my mod banned you. From my experience watching, these guys play, watching Rogue play, is that Turtle's kind of the glue that holds them together. Matt is by far the most dangerous player, and then Sizz is also quite unpredictable, but also unreliable at times. Yeah, things like that. Like Sizz going up for that ball, no, a lot of people wouldn't go up for that, but Sizz, he likes to go up for pretty crazy things like that, where even if he does get a touch, it's questionable whether anything is going to happen. I do have to credit their passing out of defense though. What Rogue are very good at is when one of their players is naturally upfield for whatever reason, I've talked about this before, somebody might just be landing at the end of an aerial attempt or lost to 50-50. If they're just downfield for whatever reason, Rogue are very good at seeing that and passing the ball to their teammates downfield. They're all very adept redirectors, so it can be very dangerous to play against them if you don't pay attention to their upfield players. The only reason Sizz is up here for this is because he double committed, but they make it work anyway. Like, Sizz and Turtle are popping off right here. It's a great hit by Sizz, but like, if we go back, the only reason Sizz is here is because of a double commit. Like, if we were to watch this again, but they turn a mistake into a good situation anyway. Like, I don't know why Sizz is going for this. Turtle clearly has the ball before he does, and Sizz should just be looking to back him up, but he jumps, so Sizz is in the air as well, and then he just like lands. Like, this is Turtle now. Sizz lands in front of Turtle because Turtle hit the ball, which obviously slows him down. And then a great center ball by Sizz back to Turtle, who did great with no boost almost. This is pretty funny though to me that the only reason Sizz is here is because he double committed to the ball. But great adaptation, they do well. The crowd was going nuts this series. The Alpha Sydney series was pretty loud. The Northern Jam series was pretty quiet. The crowd was going insane for Rogue though. It was really good to hear. Credit to Turtle and Sizz and Matt for, you know, trying to bring the most out of the crowd as well. Why do I watch the VODs instead of the replays? I prefer watching the VOD. So then I get to see the production as well, and I can make comments on that. Also got the background noise of the commentary. Snasky really hasn't done anything this game so far. A very quiet game. Very, very quiet game for Snasky.
Right now, the leftovers needing to collect themselves and think about what they're doing. What can they change up to
I mentioned pro players are restricted from networking. Is that a contracted restriction or something? No, not at all. I just mean like the fact that F2 aren't more included in and more accessible. It's a shame. It's a shame to me. Not the greatest pass right there by Snasky, or by Farah rather, to Snasky. Snasky again, like I've been talking about a lot up until this point, and I will continue to talk about it. He was already autopiloting forward.
most likely secure up game number 1, and we'll go to game number 2 with the leftovers.
Linksy, thanks for the 8 months, by the way. Welcome back to you. Appreciate that.
Can you please unban me? I am sorry for that horrible joke.
Wait, you didn't get unbanned? I figured that it was just like a joke that you got banned. Yeah, you should. If that was the only reason for the ban, then you should probably unban that account, Toasty. That's definitely not a ban-worthy offense. I thought it was a joke. I thought you were just banned and then you were getting unbanned straight away after. But yeah, if that's all you did, definitely. I mean, is it the same? Is it spelled like this? He was one-man spamming. All right, Mark King. Apparently you're one-man spamming, but. Don't do it again, and I'll unban you, okay? Since you're not banned in the room, I don't know if you've got if your account is spelt the same way, but yeah, don't one-man spam or you will get banned. If you're like spamming the same message over and over again, that's attention seeking, and I don't like that, so people get banned for that in my chat. Doesn't matter how funny or how amazing you think your message is, just type it once. Then if it doesn't get noticed, type it again after it's off the chat. But if it's visible in the chat multiple times, my chat's really big. I've got a stretched out chat. So if you're writing the same message twice in the 20 lines of chat, then that is one-man spamming. But this chat is lame. Hardly. Hardly. No, look, you're on one-man spamming. Leftovers are a pretty weird team. I feel like they're a team that does better against better opponents to a degree. I think that Leftovers struggled this series because Rogue do weird things. They're difficult. It's almost like there's no team that you can practice against who are going to play like Rogue do. They have quite a unique play style.
It seemed to be just
very focused on surprising the other team.
What do they need to do? One person was going to get a touchdown.
Sizz.
Somebody was already cheating up ahead, trying to make sure that they were ready for a pass instead of just letting those balls go out, where it seems that leftovers.
So I think that's the Rogue family. We got Turtle's mom and Matt's mom in the audience.
We'll see the leftovers. What do they change? What new do they bring?
3 men's fam.
Rogue had their number there in game number 1. First kickoff going onto the orange side, but Farah.
So what was this again?
Game number 1.
Snasky very clearly trying to force the ball out to the left there. If you look at how he's angling his car, he's trying to get goal side and then force it to the left. But Sicky's not really moving as if he knows that. Like there's different ways to kill the ball in 3v3. It seemed to me, looking at this, that Snasky's trying to force the ball to the left, but Sicky's moving very central, so that seems like a bit of a misplay to me. Sicky's position in that play wasn't really necessary, as Farah's already on the left hand side. Sicky just kind of getting forward into a traffic jam. Oh, Turtle let a boost. That really could have been a goal for Sizz.
That touch actually keeps the offensive going here for Rogue. Turtle's pinch will send this one high to Farah.
It's a good half flip out of the aerial. This is something that pros are getting a lot more consistent at. Is that Sizz thinks about going up for this, and instead of just floating back down to the ground after he realizes Farah's going to beat him, he half flips out of the aerial and then he's right back into position. So that's really well done by Sizz. I really like that. Adaptive half flip.
To be careful where they're placing this ball, and are these touches worthwhile? Some have just been kind of giving up possession and giving up control.
Why on earth is this uncontested? That shot was lacking as well, but the fact that that's uncontested is quite worrying for leftovers, and they're so passive again. Turtle and Sizz again. Matt's just sitting at the side like, hey guys. Very, very slow off the line by Sicky. Like, if we notice Sicky's positioning there inside the goal didn't really serve him very well. He would have been better placed beside the goal, because then he would have had more momentum driving forward instead of going into the goal and U-turning, losing all his momentum.
Massive amount of pressure that Rogue is able to put on them. The pace that they are playing at, Leftovers is not able to match at this moment. I need to be able to change it up.
Who is the better crowd, EU or NA? Well, NA crowd are pretty good at chanting USA and NRG and stuff like that, and cheering when a US team scores, but European crowd is certainly better at just cheering for the game in general and coming up with funny chants and stuff. I didn't hear any creative chanting at this season's RLCS. Just there was a lot of cheering for individual names and teams. I like what the production do here is every time that the demoed player in first person view gets killed, they're just switching the camera to autocam. That's a pretty smart thing to do. It prevents the panic of the observer who is on player cam duty. He doesn't need to worry about finding another player.
Able to block it away. The defense holds on. It's still just a 1-goal game, but the pressure from Rogue continues to come here. They are on fire right now.
How long will it take F Army to become Grand Champion and play with the pros? I am at Silver 1 in duels, play on the lowest setting with 40 to 60 FPS with KB/M.
Thank you for the V's and the 420 bubble 912. In answer to your question, it will. I mean, most people in your situation won't reach Grand Champion. Most people who play on 40 to 60 FPS and lowest settings with keyboard and mouse do not reach Grand Champion, ever. It's not something that you're guaranteed to reach. The vast majority of players, regardless of how hard they try, will not get there, because they're just not very good at learning, they're not very good at identifying what they need to improve on, or they just don't have the time that the Grand Champions do. So probably never is the answer, but if you work hard enough, or if you upgrade your hardware, go about the situation objectively, then sure, it's possible. Putting a time on it, way too hard to know. Oh, bit of a misplay by Matt. He would have had the ball if the wall wasn't in the way, but of course, if we look at his line, he's going to hit the wall before he hits the ball, and that, of course, ruins his interception.
Good evening, gents. Hope you all enjoyed our LCS.
Angros Chateau, thank you for the half year of resubbing. Welcome back, buddy.
swift spider defense on the backboard, but they're going to try and tie it back up here.
Was that an own goal?
The pinball goes through. We got a tag in.
I think it was an own goal. The Sizz, of course, should have this under control, but he misses, and I think... Oh no, it wasn't an own goal. It looked to me like, because we were looking at that from Sizz's POV, it looked like Matt had missed,
Hooray.
and then
Let's
Snazzy or
Johnny Boy
Farah had own
_ I know
goal.
it's your 5-month anniversary.
That's kind of what happens when you're spectating a player with high FOV and the ball's to the side of the screen, is it's very difficult to tell the depth of the ball on the field. If Frankie the Kid, thanks for the 5 months. Appreciate that resub. Who do I think was every team's MVP from the LAN? That's a good question. I like that question. Let me go through it. So I think that Alpha Sydney was Jake. He stepped up a lot. Ooh, Sizz with a misplay. Good speed by Snazzy though. He read Sizz's miss quite well. Am I drunk? Well, no, I'm drinking coffee. It's hard to get drunk on coffee, but anyway, I'll continue that question in a second after saying QX commercial. Welcome back for the 8th month in a row. Hooray for one of the least excited hoorays I've ever heard from Russell there. Perhaps only outdone by myself immediately after the fact. So what was I saying? Alpha Sydney, Jake for me was their MVP. Denial Lethamir was certainly MVP. Difficult to pick out an MVP for it's difficult to pick out an MVP for Jam, because they really didn't have much going for them at all. They really didn't have much going on. Not Bango though, because he didn't score any goals. He's the only player in RLCS history to never score a goal, so probably not Bango. Sorry, Bango. So it'll be Express or Monty Connor probably. I just spilled coffee. Sorry about that. Northern Gaming, I think that Devo is certainly MVP. I would agree with that he was tournament MVP. Remco did get a lot of MVP in-game awards, but Devo was the one who was winning games for them against like Remco is grinding out a lot of points in games that they were very one-sided victories. Devo won the games against the tough opponents for them. Bango scored against NG. Wait, did he? Oh, it's Monty Connor didn't. Thank you guys. Monty Connor didn't score. Sorry, my bad. Sorry, Bango. For some reason, I thought it was you that didn't score. What country should host the RLCS Season 4 LAN? I'd love to go to Australia. I'd love it to come to UK. Pretty fun to go to Asia. East Coast USA wouldn't be bad. Like, I don't really mind who hosts it. To somewhere that there's going to be a good crowd.
I know what I have to improve, I just don't know how the best way is, and also because of the lowest settings I sometimes can't see my opponents coming in, but that will change when I buy my PC.
You know what you have to improve, you just don't know what the best way is to improve. Just try to, like, a lot of people get hung up on the ladder rank and they get hung up on like individual game wins. That's a really great block by Turtle, by the way, just denying Snazzy's clear. Just try to set individual, like, basically secondary objectives. So your main objective might be to win every game in ranked. That might be your main objective, that's fine. But you can have secondary objectives, like, to this game I'm going to score a ground shot. Ooh. You know, if you're not very good at ground shooting. If you're not very good at dribbling, this game I'm going to score a dribble goal or dribble someone. Or if you're not very good at aerials, I'm going to try and aerial this game. To set secondary objectives that you can tackle your weaknesses more specifically than just general stuff like I'm going to try and win the game. That's my advice to you. Snazzy so snazzy.
I'm just looking at the fact that Snazzy scored 420. That's a thing.
Yeah, to finish the MVP question, I will. So I did 4 teams. There's still 6 remaining. For Rogue, MVP was Matt. For Leftovers, their MVP was Siki. For Flipside, the MVP was Cox. For Selfless, the MVP was Dapper. For Mockit, their MVP was, it's tough actually, they all played very well, but I think that K-Dop still was outstanding. They were all phenomenal though. And NRG was Garrett.
you know, I think
terrible.
By them, but also a little bit of a lapse in judgment on Rogue, and then from there they just kind of seem to fall apart. So I hope that they understand they still need to work for this, because all Rogue needs to do is just kind of recollect themselves. All right. Second game.
This was worrying for Rogue though. The fact that Leftovers scored so many goals in game 2 is very worrying, but I'm really impressed with how Rogue bounced back right here.
Mentally jettison the mistakes, clean it out, clean slate here as we move on to Urban Central for game number 3.
Or rank am I in 2s and 3s? 3s I have no idea. 2s I think I'm like champion 1 or something. I've not played Rocket League in weeks though. I've not played Rocket League in some weeks. You used to analyze the tiers of the casters. What do you mean?
At this point we will see who is able to bounce back. First kickoff going.
Yeah, Mystic was doing really well. I don't know. I'd still have to say K-Dub was so solid though. K-Dub did a lot of dirty work for Mucket. Mystic was great though. I think Mystic was certainly their second best player. But it's not like Mucket were like overall a very good team. Like it's like flip side at RLCS season 2. Hard to pick a MVP because they were all really phenomenal. And it's not like the same sort of thing happened for Mucket and Northern Gaming this long.
I can't get power on my shots. I watched almost all the tutorials on YouTube, and also thanks for the tutorial on kickoffs. It helped me out very much. Dribbles don't go well, but that is kind of due to Wi-Fi, so I focus on aerials.
Dribbles don't do well due to Wi-Fi? Interesting. Well, try not to worry so much about hardware and stuff like that. Well left by Turtle here. Yeah, Bubble, thanks for the donation again, by the way. That's really kind of you. I would say just, if you can't get power in your shots, try to get a better run-up. Make sure that you're not air-rolling your car forward before you flip into the ball. Try side flipping for shots, because that means that your car is going to be mostly hitting the ball with the front end rather than the roof of the car. Yeah, flip through the ball. Just try and take a big run up, hit it right after the bounce with the side flip, and see what happens. What is Snasky doing here? That's a bit of a misplay by him. Snasky not reading the inside of the post and then just jumping straight past the ball. Very questionable by Snasky. Well done by Matt, whose car, by the way, looks very similar to my car. I've got to credit that. Good choice by him. Thought some F3 could make a run this year. F3 were less consistent this year. They were able to just dominate RLCS Season 2 by having the best offense by far. They were just way better at passing than other teams. Pretty much the only team who were trying to pass the ball. And that won them the LAN, just their offensive ability. But now other teams have gotten more used to defending against that style. And F3 were not able to defend as well as other teams. Like other teams were able to get goals against F3 far more easily than F3 were against other teams. That's the main reason. It sounds like a very, you know, catch-all clause, but not much change for F3 since Season 2. Playstyle-wise.
Here comes that pressure from Rogue.
That kind of hard clear from Sizz is the perfect timing for that. One of his teammates had been demolished, and they were also struggling a bit on boost. So get the hard clear. Who cares?
Snasky's looks really out of the games in the game 1 and in game 3. So Snasky's certainly not an odd-numbered game player. Hey, welcome back, Comcast for his lives. Again. You're welcome. I appreciate the resub. It'll be curious to see if Leftovers stick together. I don't know. I've not spoken to any of those guys. I don't have any insider info on that.
Thanks for the tips. Now I have to take it into game, but I will stop now so you can focus on your commentating.
Oh, don't worry about it, Bubble.
You are the best commentator of them all. They bunnies you at RLCS.
I really appreciate that. Best of luck transferring those tips to your game. I hope that it goes well for you, buddy. And thank you once again. Very kind donations. Look at Sizz. He's always just double committing for everything, but it doesn't matter. It works out fine a lot of the time. Snasky's spending a lot of the time inside the net. Their second goal that they conceded, this is where he was. It's happening again. He's just stuck in the goal. Not the best position because you can't use the wall to defend if you're stuck in the goal.
But they need to find a way to push it onto offense. They have 2 minutes left. That's a goal a minute. Will they be able to pull it off?
Sizz with Turtle immediately in support. He'll pass it off. Take the shot.
It's a good passing play.
Excellent screenplay from Rogue.
Mag, you welcome back also for 7 months.
Now that RLCS is over, do you have any information you can share with us regarding the Summer World Cup?
I can tell you that it is currently in production, and that as soon as it is ready, it will be casted, and then that will go to production, and then it's a pre-recorded deal like 12 Titans was, so we're going to try and make it absolutely perfect before streaming it on Twitch. That's all I can say. It's going to be amazing though. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm very heavily involved in this in the World Cup, so it's going to be great. Fatal Teddy, thank you for the £10 donation. No message. I really hope that you didn't accidentally not message and just miss out on that opportunity, but thank you so much. It's really kind of you, buddy. So I think teams will change. What are my expectations? I don't really have any insider info to give you guys, unfortunately. And if I did, I wouldn't tell you because that wouldn't be very professional of me. Snasky's been all over the place this game. He really does not look very comfortable at all. Lots of misses in the midfield and offense, and then defensively he's just been stuck in the goal. There we go, finally Snasky bringing something in to play. Great job by Turtle though. Sizz is moving very confidently at the ball. I like that he's just going very fast at everything. Everything that he thinks is his ball, he's just launching himself at it. His accuracy is suffering as a result, but confidence like that is so important in the LAN, because that is something that really gave IBP the championship in the first LAN. Is Luchino was just going for everything so fast. You can't hesitate in a LAN environment. It's going to affect you both mentally and performance-wise. Double G420, welcome to the stream, by the way. Thanks for that sub. I do appreciate that. What would my dream team to take down Northern Gaming? You mean dream team to take down the current LAN champions of Devo, Remco and Turbo? It's a good question. I remember I came back. This is when I came back into the room after my extended break in the lobby after the first series of LAN day number one. Boy guys, Snasky here. He just lands in the perfect position. It's so fortunate. It doesn't matter though because it's 1-4.
It falls on top of you. You're not gonna at least try and take advantage of it. Like, hey, why not?
Have I actually drank Brisk? I have not. I have drank G Fuel though. I like G Fuel. And no, I'm not paid to say that.
Last one. With the Wi-Fi problem I dribble then try a power shot using my side flip, but on my screen I flip before hitting the ball. On the replay I hit it after hitting the ball, just to know I play with 24 ping.
Well, Bubble912, let me know. You definitely have to try playing without Wi-Fi. I don't know how that would go without Wi-Fi. I've never played Rocket League on Wi-Fi myself. So I don't really know what to say about that. But yeah, if you're seeing something different on the replay than what actually happens on your own screen, that's super difficult to play through. Finish my answer. Oh no, what did I start answering? Oh yeah, the dream team. Dream team to beat Turbo, Remco, and Turbo, Remco, and Devo. Let's say K-Dot, Fairy Peak, and Maestro. No, K-Dot, Mystic, and Maestro. Because Fairy Peak had a great LAN for a debut. Fairy Peak had a really great LAN debut for a final, like grand finalist in his first RLCS ever. Is phenomenal, and that guy's got a great work ethic. I'm sure we're going to be seeing more of him next season, but yeah, he was, I think, the least shining performance. Snasky looks so worried. This speaks volumes. Like, look at the difference here between these guys, and this is something that I knew was going to give Leftovers problems, is they don't have a hype man. They don't have a hype man, so what happens when they start going down is this. It's really bad. You need someone who can get loud. You know, bring your confidence back. Let's just show us that Snasky is like, he wishes that the ground could just swallow him up right now because of his performance in Game 3. He knows he didn't do well. And Farah and Siki are probably silent on the matter. Meanwhile, we got Turtle and Sizz on the other side being extremely loud and getting excited.
This is the team that is on top of what we would, our normal North American Rocket League. This is the best that what we usually consider to be NA Rocket League has to offer.
Yeah, Bubble 912, get a cable, get an Ethernet cable. Try playing without Wi-Fi. So I think K-Dot Scrub X could become the best team in the world. Yeah, probably. That's a pretty good foundation to lay off to start building a team on. Is there a Cuxler interview coming? Yes. Will there be more parts to the... Anything that says part 1 on Bad Panda, there will be part 2, at least. Yes, there's going to be lots more interviews and content coming to that segment of the site and to the site in general. World Cup content and Pro Corner content and just training content. Definitely check it out. There's a lot of stuff on there. A lot of stuff on there. And for the record, I've had a lot of like sponsorship offers since I've become a Rocket League influencer, and some of them are just hilarious. Like there was this company that were emailing me telling me that they wanted to sponsor me because they liked my Rocket League videos. They've emailed me about 5 times, and every single one has had Rocket League in the email, and I'm like, why would I be sponsored by somebody who can't even spell Rocket League? There we go. So Snasky apparently is just an even number game player, because that was a really good recovery. He just surprised everybody in this rogue defense. So yeah, I am involved in Bad Panda. It does directly support me if that website does well, so I hope it does. But I do believe in the content a lot. Matt again. Consistent shooting. What is Farah doing? Farah with the good old 3-point turn, missed the boost, reverse back, tries second time. Oh, whoops, we got scored on.
He's just shot straight. It's an easy shot at the core, but you need to know how to position yourself. So him positioning himself accordingly.
Do I oversee the training vids? No, that's not my area of influence.
Match point favor. Going to Rogue right now. Matt to try and take a
I do know the guy who's in charge of it though, and yeah, I really like his work. I really like his work. Yeah, Rocket League. They're like, we would love to work with a Rocket League influencer like you. They've emailed me like 5 times, and I'm just like, are they serious? Rocket League. Right, here we see exactly why sitting in goal is not always the best idea. So Farah on this rotation back to goal. I need to talk about this because this is very, very important. We see Siki is down. We'll go back a little bit more just to see. So Siki, 50-50, lands in the midfield. Farah's moving out here. Just, you know, he's got plenty boost, plenty momentum. But after Siki gets bullied like this, like maybe Farah thought Siki was going to rotate behind him, but it looks like Siki's being bullied. So now it's Farah's job to defend the back post. And there's a couple ways to do that. One, he can go to the front post wall and get ready to drive up over the crossbar and defend the wall in that regard. Or he needs to get much more wide on the widely positioned and get ready to go up the wall on the other side. Like he sees that this ball is not going to ping out into the middle. Like Matt just went for it and it didn't ping out into the middle. There's no threat of Turtle making a shot from this angle. But Farah goes straight back to the goal in this situation, which I don't really agree on. He even flips. So now we see Farah has decided this is his position of choice for defending everything that's going to come at him. So, if Farah was instead positioned at the back post, there's a good chance he's going to be able to make a last-ditch save, lunge across the goal, and save a top right corner shot. Top right as we're looking at it from the attacker's POV. Even though it is Matt, or it's his shooting actually. I was going to say if it's Matt shooting, then we're really scared of top right. If it's Sizz shooting, there's a good chance he misses the ball. Isn't that right, Sizz? But Sizz does really well. He sees that Farah's in goal. That means backboard isn't defended, so he pops it high. And we see Farah can't go up for that. It's way too high. He wishes he could go up, but he can't. And then Turtle has a much easier angle, just bangs it in. Farah's sitting on the ground this entire play. Doesn't do anything. So this is why, as soon as this ball leaves Sizz's car, it would be way better if Farah was in a position to the side of the goal, because that way he could fly up and see what's happening in front of him instead of the ball going directly over his head. Some players are really good at that. Like it's feasible. Farah could have jumped up from here and met the ball in this position to rebound it, but it's super difficult. Way more difficult than being side on in this position or on the other side of the goal. Way more difficult being underneath it. So I don't really agree with Farah's choice of positioning. It's something I've seen from himself and Snasky a lot in the leftovers. Siki less so. Siki's defensive positioning, he does go to the goal sometimes, but only when he identifies the shot as being the main threat, and if one of his teammates, mostly Snasky, is defending the back wall. But yeah, Siki against Flipside, we'll see it later on in the tournament, was doing so well, just darting left and right across the goal and swatting away everything that came his way. I think in one game he made 4 consecutive clears. Like Snasky and Farah were just sitting there as Siki was clearing everything. What exactly is Bad Panda? It's just a website for coaching videos, interview content, workshops with pro players. It's going to be hosting the World Cup, information and bracket and everything like that once that goes live. So lots of stuff. Check it out. You'll see. It's very easy to navigate.
you know you have to push it away from your net. Instead, you just turn it into a shot on goal.
Well, and when you have a player demoed, usually it's when you get in the mindset of we're on defense, so we gotta play safe. But
Nice Comcast his lives.
Is the perfect time. It's the perfect time to be more aggressive because you know you have a player who has to spawn in the back. So put your 2-1 up. Put your 2 players up in the offensive position.
What do I think of X-Killer beating Marky Duda? I don't know who X-Killer is. I don't know where he beat Marky. If it was ranked, then I don't really think much of it.
For the rest of this game, they will win the series.
Here's Johnny.
It ties to 3.
Hey Ben,
Ties
we
to
appreciate the VOD reviews being
Hired
back.
Z, sorry,
How
I
was
can't
this
read it.
RLCS compared to the other 2?
It's a great passing play by Sizz and Turtle to set up Matt once again. But yeah, well, thank you for the 4 months, by the way, Tired Z. I'll answer that question in a second. I first have to say that Sizz, this series has been a bit floppy. Quite a lot of misses, quite a lot of double commits, but the thing that he does well is he surprises the other team. He oftentimes might surprise his own teammates with his decision making, but he's certainly surprising leftovers, creating a lot of chances. You can't have too many players like Sizz in one team though. If we had Sizz and Jacob in a team, oh my goodness, that would be a horrendous team. Well played by Turtle. Good delay on this. He had to slow himself down in his approach because the ball wasn't getting center fast enough, but he does really well. Like, he's flying backwards there to place it behind the defender.
He didn't come from the net, so he had to try and read Turtle's touch, which was a little unorthodox, but the angle he took was actually unorthodox as well. Trying to touch it with his wheels. X-Killer
is the best player in the Middle East, that's your answer? Okay. I still don't have any opinion on him beating Marky. I was glad that Rogue were able to win this. I didn't think they would be able to because I thought that Leftovers were going to play a lot better than they did. I feel like Leftovers Day 3 was far more like the Leftovers that we expected to see. Wait, did Snasky steal this? What a goal steal by Snasky, look at this. Pre-jump by Snasky for the goal steal. Snasky, the thief, almost spoiling that play. Sizz Jacob Crow would be the most talented awful team ever. Yeah, that would be pretty bad. That would be pretty bad. Sizz Jacob Kronovi, oh my goodness. I'm sure that all of those 3 players would agree that team would not work very well. I'm sure like it would pop off occasionally and like win 10-0, but then other games it would just do so badly. Like there would be a high percentage chance that they just don't qualify through an open bracket for RLCS and stuff like that. Oh yeah, you were asking what was this RLCS like compared to the other 2? Well, first season of RLCS was very small in comparison to the other 2. And that was like my first ever life experience of getting recognized in person multiple times, but it was still very small. Like I think I only had to sign like 20 autographs at RLCS season 1. Season 2 was pretty insane because I mean me and Jazer were hanging out as Flipside sub and manager, and we were just getting ridiculous amounts of attention in the venue, like way more than we expected, so that was pretty cool. And everybody was super nice when they came to say hi to us. But yeah, this one I didn't have my buddy Jazer with me. I was a bit disappointed because I was hoping he'd be able to go. Jazer's a cool guy. So I was just pretty much by myself, but yeah, it was nuts. Day 2 when I was on the desk, right after that was crazy. I said this already, but it was bizarre because I had to get escorted by security to the lobby because we blocked the aisle with people trying to take pictures and stuff. So yeah, that was awesome. Shout out to everybody who came to say hi. As an actual event, besides just, you know, what I was up to, it was really cool. And I think that if you took the EU crowd and put them in the theater in America, that would have been perfect. Because the EU crowd was a lot more willing to cheer for any team, pretty much, on stage. But the theater in America, the Wiltern, was a lot more suited to being a venue for that event. It was way better for like walking around and accessing and cheering from, so that was really good. Matt really did get so many goals, my goodness. It's crazy.
They're trying their best to close that gap. They want to show that they're here to prove just as much as anybody else. A team that came out hyped, they ended in 6-2. Look at how
you recently watched the VOD where Johnny and Sizz had a shouting competition? Yeah, that was amazing. Yeah, me and Sis had a shouting competition. I don't think that's on. It's on my Twitter if you want to see it. It's on my Twitter. You'll have to scroll down a little bit, but it's like highlight of RLCS post stream day 1 or something. Me and Sis had a shouting competition. Oh, Sis and Snasky, both really cool guys.
The home crowd welcoming in the visitors.
Team Boomer, Greasy, Garrett, and Squishy. Yeah, that would be pretty good. Are these analyses being archived anywhere? I'll upload this to YouTube for sure. Sis won? Yeah, of course he did. It's his phrase. Also, I lost my voice, so I wasn't gonna win that ever.
So much pace, so much speed. Game 2, they make some defensive mistakes, and then they clean it up in the next 2 games, and it was such solid play on all sides of the ball, cleanly getting the victory there over the leftovers.
I mean, we talk about here at this stage in
I'm not sure if I would call it a clean victory myself by Rogue. It was pretty messy, honestly. There was double commits in every game, which, if you watch the Northern Gaming series later on in the tournament, you won't see any. But yeah, there was double commits and missed shots and missed saves and missed clears. It wasn't a very clean series, I would say. I think that the main difference is just Rogue were so much more confident. So yeah, crowd MVP for this one. Leftovers were just so nervous. They were so quiet. You saw Snasky's face after game 3. They were just completely defeated. Oh, there's Fireburner Moses, Turbo Devo, Devo's dad, Jacob. More parents.
My goodness. All right, so everyone talks
How much money did first place receive? I think it was like $55,000.
You guys were popping off together, making the plays you make and stuff. Talk about that duo and that between you guys.
First, I just want to say my team is nuts. Like Matt and Turtle.
My team is nuts.
I love my team. It was
I love my team.
It was a power triple this game, not a power duo. Me, Matt, and Turtle, we have like the closest friendship you could have in a team. It's awesome.
That's excellent, man.
That's nice.
Yeah,
good answer, Sis.
Later on in the series, you started seeing a lot of plays that were incorporating all 3.
Do you think teaming with Core is a liability at this point? Not really. It's a pretty good business decision for anybody in America.
You're feeling good right now.
Yeah, oh, I am.
How was it meeting Kasim G?
Is there anything?
How did you put both nose in one venue? Kasim's awesome. He came up to me and said, "Johnny, you're the best anal cyst in the scene," and I just started laughing. Holy, the mic actually peaked there. The mic peaked for Says This All Day.
All day, baby!
That's hilarious, though.
All right, now. Everyone wants to know,
I'd love it.
How far are you guys going to go in this?
I think we have a pretty good chance to get into the winners finals, honestly. We're doing pretty well against in scrims and everything, so we're really confident. I think out of all the teams here, we definitely like the most relaxed on stage. Like the comms, we were just like laughing the whole time we were playing. It was so nice the way we play in the atmosphere and everything.
Sounds good, man. Well, keep it cool. You guys keep playing the way you're playing.
All day, baby.
We're gonna send it right back over to Axel Toss and the desk. Give it up for Sis, guys.
All right.